For the continuation, I will discuss basic channel decisions, and we have 6. Do we use indirect or direct channels? Cumulative length of the multiple channels, types of intermediary, number of intermediaries at each level, which companies act as intermediaries to avoid intra-channel conflict or infighting between local distribution. When we say indirect, ito yung mga manufacturers ay ibibigay yung products na ginawa nila sa mga wholesalers. At yung mga wholesalers na yung bahalang mag-distribute sa mga consumers. While direct, from manufacturers, ibibigay na agad nila yung kanilang products down to consumers. Okay, types of intermediaries, meron dyang brokers, wholesalers, agents, etc. Yun naman sinasabing, okay, intra-channel conflict. Halimbawa dito sa Lopez, merong nag-apply na isang wholesaler mo o distributor mo. Tapos, meron pang isang nag-apply. Tatanggawin mo pa ba yung isa kung meron ng distributor dito sa Lopez? Which is, magkakaroon nga ng infighting between local distribution kasi dalawa na sila offering the same goods or the same products. So, isa yun sa decision na kailangang isipan. There are factors influencing selection of a distribution channel. Following factors influence selection of a distribution channel. First, market segment. The distributor must be familiar with the target consumer and segment. Halimbawa, you're a supplier of damit. And your distributor must know kung ano yung lifestyle ng mga paligid dito. Halimbawa sa Lopez. Are they having works na kailangan nila ng pantrabahong mga damit? Or lifestyle nila, nilabas ba sila araw-araw? Saan ba sila pumupunta? Ano bang ginagawa nila? Etc. Because that shows kung ano yung damit na papatok sa kanila. And that is important. Next, changes during the product life cycle. Different channels can be exploited at different points in PLC or product life cycle. Halimbawa, sinasabing yung scooter daw ay magiging available, halimbawa dito sa Lopez, kung magkakaroon ng scooter yung bawat tindahan. Which of course, totoo. Producer-distributor fit. Is there a match between their policies, strategies, image with yours? Look for synergy. Like for example, you are a brand offering produce made out of vegetables because you support vegetarian or people only eat vegetable to avoid animal cruelty and promote healthy lifestyle. And you are looking for a supplier with the same policy as you, na andun yung kailangan vegetable lang yung ibebenta and no meat because naniniwala ka na yung pagbebenta ng meat is harmful for the animals. So you tend to give your products to a distributor with the same vision as yours. Qualification assessment establishes the experience and track record of your intermediary. Kumikita ba sila? Maayos ba yung flow ng kita nila? Magaling ba silang mag-market? Kamusta ba yung operations nila? Etc. How much training and support will the distributor require? Rental or leasing services is a process of using the machineries, equipment, and establishment for a period of time and pay monthly, quarterly, or annually. Di ba nung face-to-face classes natin nung first year, marami sa ating nagbo-boarding house. That is an example of rental services na nagbabayad kayo monthly. And of course, nagagamit nyo yung services in terms na nakakatulog kayo dun or nagagamit yung establishment na nakakatulog kayo dun. Franchising in services is an agreement by an owner to allow the use of a name or business format by another business for the purpose of selling the product and services. We are all familiar with the Jollibee na iisa yung image, iisa yung products and services na binibenta nila, pero magkakaiba yung may-ari ng bawat establishments. And we all know na pag binili mo yung image at company, kasama dun yung standards product, standards services na kailangan may offer. Kasi isa yung image na pinapangalagaan ninyo. There are characteristics of franchising. First, ownership by one person of a name, an idea, a secret process, or a specialized piece of equipment and the goodwill associated with it. The grant of license by that person to another permitting the exploitation such name, ideas, process, or equipment and the goodwill associated with it. The inclusion in the license agreement of regulations relating to the operation of business in the conduct of which the license exploits his right. the payment by license of a royalty or some other consideration for the rights that are obtained. So yung franchising pala ay pwedeng pagmamayari ng isang tao yung idea, yung isang kind of process, or even equipment na pwede niya ipahiram sa iba or ipagamit. In exchange, of course, dun sa bayad. There are benefits and disadvantages of franchisees of service. First, benefits, obtaining an established business format to base a business. One of the hardest thing or part of establishing a business is to create a format or a concrete plan on what business are you going to establish and how it will be established. Then consider franchising, where you can own a established business with a good image, but be wise in choosing the right one for you. Does it fit you? Does it suits to your policies or strategies? Receiving national or regional brand marketing, such Jollibee, meron silang marketing team, yung mga pinapalabas na advertisement through TV commercials, YouTube, and other platforms. Dama yung ano ninyo doon, yung franchise mo, kung saan nakalocate man yan. And of course, nandun na yung gain of trust ng customers din yun na kailangan, i-try nyo to, masarap to. And of course, there are disadvantages. Disappointing profits and revenues, encroachment and franchise saturation. When we say encroachment, it is basically means trespassing on another property. High failure rate and unfair termination, lack of perceived control over their jobs, unrealistic expectation about revenues and profits. Of course, diba, when you say magpa-franchise ako, halimbawa ng Jollibee, andun na yung expectation, nakikita siya ng malaki. And if hindi nyo na-meet yun, of course, andun yung disappointment nga. Here are the benefits and disadvantages of franchisors of service. For benefits, leverages the business format to gain expansion and revenues. Of course, pag may nag-franchise ng iyong business, magkakaroon ng expansion. Magkakaroon kayo ng another branch which is under the name of your business. Maintain consistency in outlets, such for example, fast food chains. Of course, para mapangalagaan yung quality ng kanilang services and foods na ino-offer, meron silang iisang producer. And nakalagay yung kalimitan sa agreement. Yung cuts, yung chicken. And aside from that, to ensure the uniform quality of services, they offer trainings for their staffs. Gains knowledge of local market. Okay, merong branch doon. Ano ba yung kalimitang hinahanap doon? Ano ba yung malakas ibenta? Ano ba yung, yun nga, ano yung lifestyle nila? Ano yung dapat na i-produce pa dun sa lugar na yun? Shares financial risk and frees up capital. Since you are the franchisor and you have the franchisee, whatever to turn out, maybe it's risky, dalawa kayo dong maghahati. Or it depends upon the agreement, pero liable kayo pareho dun. And also dun sa capital, pag may franchise naman, hindi naman solo lahat yan ni franchisee. Sometimes, franchisors offers a negotiation kung magkano ba yung hatian nila ganyan sa capital. Agent. An agent is an intermediary who acts on behalf of a service provider or principals who is authorized to make agreements between customers and those principals, who do not undertake to deliver services but instead deliver the right to them. Pag sinabi nating agents, ito yung mga, halimbawa agents ng company, sila yung nagre-represent sa isang company. There are businesses na nagpapadala lang sila ng agent on behalf of their business na umpatandang mga meetings, na meron naman yung agent na yun na power para mag-create ng decisions para dun sa business deals nila. Usually daw, ito yung ginagamit, ang agents ay mga ginagamit pag international markets or transactions outside our geographical locations, sa ibang bansa, ganun. Brokers are those intermediaries who bring buyers and sellers together while assisting in negotiation and are paid in the party who hired them. They rarely become involved in financing or assuming risk and are not long-term representative of buyers and sellers. Like in stock exchange, Merong mga brokers doon kasi hindi naman ikaw pwedeng makabili ng directly ng stocks. So, kailangan mo ng brokers to buy your stocks. And pwede rin mo-consider na brokers yung mga insurance or nagtitinda ng insurance sa mga businesses or companies. They are also called brokers. There are advantages and disadvantages. Advantages: reduce selling and distribution costs, intermediary possession of special skills and knowledge, knowledge of local markets, customers' choice, and for disadvantage, loss of control over pricing and other aspects of marketing, representation of multiple service principles. Sa advantages, of course, yun nga, pag may brokers ka, mas liliit yung gastos mo sa pag-distribute pa ng inyong products or services na binibenta. And for disadvantages naman, since marami siyang nire-represent na principles, so parang wala yung focus niya sa iisang product.